Now, last year, Kenya was on the front line leading with massive fires of revolution that took over the global stage when a group of Kenyan youth who took to the streets to protest and picket against the continued systemic oppression from bad governance, corruption, and taxation. And this was accompanied by the youth who breached parliament and set it ablaze, causing the president to concede and agreeing that he's not going to sign the punitive Finance Bill 2024 into law. But this was accompanied by massive losses of lives. And I want us to listen to that bite, and then we're going to pick up from there.
I concede, and therefore I will not sign the 2024 finance bill.
If you're to contrast that with what's happening in France as well, where thousands of grassroots level groups of youth took to the streets to picket against, the budget cuts, corruption, and of course before that they had voted a vote of no confidence for their government, and that made the France government to collapse. Right now, there are so many issues that are festering, but then one similar common thing that's happening across this protest is that both of them are grassroots level organized. And I want us to listen to the bite of what happened exactly in Nepal. You can see those who are angry group of youth who took to the streets to picket and demonstrate against infringement of their freedom. Of course, before that, there was a social media ban that had been initiated by the government that hindered them to communicate, and that included platforms like Facebook, YouTube, where they're able to see and watch videos and what exactly is happening across the globe. They ended up causing and forcing rather the prime minister to resign. They accompanied him to his home state and set it ablaze, and also set their parliament on fire, something that has elicited global attention and reaction. And you can see the continued fires of revolution and standing up against injustices that have been, continuously being perpetrated by leaders in government. And we can see governments are literally tumbling down, and youth across the world are standing up. This again is happening in the United States. We saw youth who took to the streets again to picket and demonstrate, against some other implementations as well that touched on some of the orders that President Donald Trump had issued, especially again when it comes to ICE, immigrations and customs enforcement, and plus many other issues that are still festering across the globe. So this is something that I believe is not going to end sooner, because we are in such a time and season and dispensation when a lot of people are literally getting to know that they have power. They're taking that power back from hierarchies to leadership system to governments and whatnot, and this will cause a global shift. So this is a spiritual awakening, and it's also a mental awakening. So we are urging everybody to stay on the look, because this is just but the beginning. A lot is looming, and trust me, believe me, there's a lot of change that's gonna happen before we enter that utopian apocalyptic season.